To open the first APIBA Business English Annual Conference, let us introduce our first speakers. We kindly welcome Virginia López Grisolia, President of APIBA, and Alejandro Parini, Director of the School of Foreign Languages and Studies at Universidad de Belgrano. They will discuss the alliance between APIBA and Universidad de Belgrano and the importance of engaging in continual professional development. To conclude, they will present the Diplomatura en Capacitación en Inglés de Negocios, which is to be launched next April the 22nd, here at Universidad de Belgrano. Please welcome Virginia López Grisolia and Alejandro Parini.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, colleagues. It's an immense pleasure for me to be hosting this incredible conference today with almost 200 attendees coming from all over the country and from neighboring countries as well. We started small back in October last year, thinking about the possibility of maybe gathering about 100 participants. But to our surprise, about 3 weeks ago, I had to talk to Alejandro Parini here next to me to ask him for a bigger conference hall to hold double the number of attendees we had thought of at the beginning. So thanks for coming and welcome to APIBA's first Business English Conference, organized together with APIBA's BISIG and the School of Languages and International Studies at Universidad de Belgrano. But before I proceed, let me express my deepest gratitude to Alejandro Parini, Head of the School of Languages and International Studies, and Alia Duarte, APIBA BISIG Coordinator, APIBA's Executive Committee, our event organizer Paula De Genaro, and our Administrative Coordinator and Webmaster Sofia Pacheco. Let's give them a round of applause to say thank you for the hard work and dedication. Today are evidence of what passion for the profession and enthusiasm can bring about. Projects like this are what Synergy is all about. A conference like this is where our dreams lead us. Because as the proverb goes, when there is a will, there's always a way, no matter how many obstacles. And now for a brief... Now, what has this field been called in Argentina? English in companies, teaching business English in company, English training. Now, is it training or is it teaching, actually? Well, this question you'll hopefully be in a position to answer yourselves as the conference goes along, so wait and see. If we were to trace the history of the field, I would go back to the early 70s when pioneer professionals embarked themselves for the first time upon this great teaching challenge. Teaching executives in companies. That was the big challenge in those days. New in those days, and it was in need of defining. There was so much for teachers to learn. So much land to conquer. Needs analysis and authentic material design were the buzzwords back then. Let's take the concept of authenticity first. It was always a key notion in our field from its inception. You might be wondering why. Maybe today you seem to be taking it for granted. It's a given. But let me tell you that it all arose out of the need to have relevant teaching materials. There were no or very few specialized textbooks back then. There was no internet. Can you imagine? I remember traveling abroad to English-speaking countries and literally smuggling newspapers in my suitcase as if I was bringing an iPhone or a Mac, not wanting to pay customs duties. And the greed for having authentic material was so great that we would go to banks, stores, hotels, only to pinch brochures and leaflets and flyers to be used in classes. Realia, that was called. Don't laugh, the old-timers among you. You know that I'm not telling lies. That was the situation at that time. Even at once again, we business teachers were the first ones to bring authenticity into the ELT picture, even before it became a common practice among general English teachers. We were pioneers in many more ways in the ELT world. What about CLIL? We business teachers, or is it trainers? Well, you'll find out about this later. We have always been bringing about challenging initiatives, spearheading innovation in ELT. But now the best kept secret, the enigma to be solved. In spite of all these innovations just mentioned, our field has never had a real space in the Argentine ELT world. Little or no place in our profession, but why? It never became a subject, not even an optional workshop at the leading teacher training institutions who have undergone 2 curricular changes in the last decade or so, neither state places nor private ones. Why has this been so? I must admit to my frustration that, though popular and thriving in the 80s and 90s, our field has never enjoyed the prestige it deserves. No research carried out, no postgraduate or post-degree studies, little or no room in the CPD spectrum. But it did have some room at APIBA, though. APIBA has always been ahead of times, let me say. B6 were launched back in the year 2000. The first version of our B6 was born. I was the first coordinator at that point. Then afterwards, I was a regular member for as long as it was up and running, and I think that was till 2005. When I took over as president of APIBA in the year 2014, I felt a bit nostalgic and thought this space was empty. This vacant space needed to be filled in. Business teachers teach thousands and thousands of classes weekly all over the city, all over the province of Buenos Aires, all over the country. However, they are and have been invisible, underrepresented, voiceless. In the SIG opening event 2015, we were so excited to see the relaunching, the rebirth of this SIG 10 years after. And very much like its predecessor, it came into full life and the magic was recreated. There must be something about we business English teachers, their proactive attitude, our contagious enthusiasm, our professionalism, our greed for knowledge, for innovation, our creative restlessness. But again, the haunting question, how come we have never had a university course we could take up to bridge the gap between teacher training college and the corporate world? How come there has been no forum to share knowledge and maybe start doing research? No tertiary or university level institution catering for the need to learn what it takes to become a business English teacher? Or is it trainer? I don't know. Well, you'll see later. Talks with the School of Languages and Foreign Studies at UB got started, and with this synergy and partnership, when this synergy and partnership came into being, it got materialized, we had our 2 babies. First of all, the Diplomatura en Inglés de Negocios, and then this conference today. APIBA designed this course, the Diplomatura came up with a curriculum, and then brought together a dream team of business English teachers. Some of them will be speakers today. And Alejandro Parini, who believed in this project from the beginning, has given us all the support we needed and has got us to this beautiful venue where we are today. It is with this scenario in mind that we have designed our Diplomatura. It is because of this concern that we have put up this conference, which we hope will become an annual event at APIBA in the years to come. And now Alejandro will say some words to you, and then we'll show you 2 or 3 slides about the Diplomatura for you to have an idea of the question. How come we have never had a university course we could take up to bridge the gap between teacher training college and the corporate world? How come there has been no forum to share knowledge and maybe start doing research? No tertiary or university level institution catering for the need to learn what it takes to become a business English teacher? Or is it trainer? I don't know. Well, you'll see later. Talks with the School of Languages and Foreign Studies at UB got started, and with this synergy and partnership, when this synergy and partnership came into being, it got materialized, we had our 2 babies. First of all, the Diplomatura en Inglés de Negocios, and then this conference today. APIBA designed this course, the Diplomatura came up with a curriculum, and then brought together a dream team of business English teachers. Some of them will be speakers today. And Alejandro Parini, who believed in this project from the beginning, has given us all the support we needed and has got us to this beautiful venue where we are today. It is with this scenario in mind that we have designed our Diplomatura. It is because of this concern that we have put up this conference, which we hope will become an annual event at APIBA in the years to come.
Thanks, Virginia. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the School of Languages and International Studies, very warm welcome to you all. Thanks very much for being here, waking up, getting up so early in the morning on a Saturday, and joining us. Great pleasure to have you here. As Virginia was saying, about a year ago, Virginia, Analia Duarte and myself and I, got together to explore avenues of mutual interest in the field of professional development for teachers and professional linguists, or perhaps I should say professional linguists in general, as I believe that teachers of English are linguists at the end of the day, regardless of their field of expertise or context of work. So anyway, frightfully human, nevertheless. We discussed, we actually talked about the possibility for APIBA and the UB to come together to provide opportunities for teachers of English to engage in the kind of training that articulates practical know-how with formal knowledge. And I think this is particularly important as teachers today are being challenged to make themselves relevant to the rapidly changing nature of the globalizing knowledge society. And I know that knowledge society is used sometimes as a bit of a catchphrase, a cliche, rather empty meaning there. But the truth is that good teaching requires knowledge on the basis of which informed decisions can be made. So, it requires knowledge on the basis of which informed decisions can be made. So, I think the question that we need to address here and now is how can practice and the production of knowledge be reconciled to work together towards the provision of training opportunities and ultimately towards the enhancement or the achievement of better teaching and learning outcomes. A good starting point, I would say, is to bring professional organisations and academic institutions together around a mutual commitment to providing quality, continuing professional development programmes that help teachers enhance their professional and academic skills, and at the same time that encourage research as a crucial component of any and every profession. So, with this in mind, we have, for example, agreed, as Vicky has also said, that the field of business English, or the teaching of languages in the business environment, has not been given much attention lately. So we have decided to design a training program for those working in this particular context. And again, this conference today is a prelude to this program that Virginia and I will sketch out for you in a minute before we actually move on to our plenary session.
Bueno, se los voy a contar en castellano, el leaflet de la diplomatura está en español. La diplomatura tendrá un abordaje eminentemente práctico, con un claro sustento teórico dentro del campo de las investigaciones en la lingüística aplicada, más específicamente el terreno de los estudios de ESP enmarcados en el análisis de género discursivo. Los destinatarios de esta diplomatura son profesores graduados, que son graduados de las siguientes carreras: profesorado de inglés, traductorado de inglés, licenciatura en lengua inglesa. Los objetivos de esta diplomatura son, se propone sortear la brecha concreta mencionada durante nuestras charlas y proveer, va a cubrir la necesidad de proveer formación académica que apunte a fortalecer las destrezas de los participantes, generando un nuevo espacio de conocimiento e investigación. Asimismo, apunta a transformar a estos profesionales de la lengua en capacitadores especializados, otorgándoles herramientas que redunden en resultados de mayor valor. Estos, los destinatarios. Después se va a cursar los días 2 sábados al mes, a partir del 22 de abril, en la universidad, acá, de 9 a 17 horas. La duración de la carrera son 96 horas, es presencial en todos sus módulos y finaliza en octubre del 2017. El curso completo, sí, tiene una duración de 96 horas. Bueno, y lo próximo que les quiero mostrar son las materias que componen esta diplomatura. Hay una primera materia que, es una materia, es una instancia donde me encuentro, que va a ser la presentación de la diplomatura. Después la materia práctica profesional, dictada por la profesora Alejandra Jorge. La materia capacitación, dictada por la licenciada Carla del Acqua. Aprendizaje en edad adulta e interlengua, dictada por Analía Duarte. Diseño y adaptación de materiales, dictado por María Luz Callejo. Aprendizaje de adulto en la era digital, dictado por Cecilia Cicolini y Mabel Quiroga. Evaluación, a cargo de la profesora Soledad Pampillo. Y luego va a haber seminarios rotativos sobre temas empresariales, a cargo de, este año, Ricardo Chiesa, María Laura Gigante y Dana Pocle-Povi. Y después el trabajo final para aprobar la diplomatura, y eso es todo. Así que los esperamos a los que estén interesados en realizar esta diplomatura, que empieza en un mes y un poquito más. Y eso es todo. That's all. Thank you very much, people, and now we have a plenary.
APIBA's Business English Save has an announcement to make. They have recently opened their own Facebook page, which you are invited to like right now. It is APIBA Business English Save. www.facebook.com/APIBABSave.